push play, so come make a frame with me today. I've been making frames for a couple years now, and been told I should start making more YouTube videos. I'm always getting asked like, hey Matt, how do you do this? How do I do epoxy work? So here we are. I was just starting a frame for a customer and thought this would be a perfect time to start showcasing some of my work, how I pick the wood, what I got to do in order to the whole process. So this customer wanted a custom photo of the UW Stadium, and she's already picked out this frame, did a purple epoxy inlay with the Fractal burns. So this is nearly finished. I'm going to do one more coat of epoxy over the top of this, and it's because of spots like, let's see if we can see, there's slight imperfections in right here. These knots like to soak up a lot. Even doing a seal coat, they still soaked up more epoxy after during the drying process and leave a weird like little cracks. I mean, they're somewhat filled, but I'm gonna come through, and also the sides don't like to hold epoxy, so it's not as glossy and smooth as the top. So one more coat over the whole frame, and this is going to be finished. So yeah, this is gonna have a photo of the UW Husky Stadium, and I took a photo of the dog in front of the stadium, which is, she then requested another frame that would match that one with a purple and gold. So I used the My Spring. This is the purple I used. I do a little custom coloring. I like to add, where is it at? My white, just a touch of white helps make the purple pop. So all right, back to the frame making. This is what we're here for. I came through my wood pile, which, you know, the organization is still a work in progress, you know, so don't got little scraps here, big pieces here, tables I make, do a little bit of everything out of the shop. So I pick out similar piece of wood that would match that one, and I found this. I try to go big, find the biggest piece so that I can cut multiple pieces out of it. Basically I could almost make one full frame with this one piece of wood. So you got a 45, measure, each frame has certain dimensions I go by. I make a small, medium, and a large. This is going to be on the smaller one, so it's a 16 by 24 will be the inside dimensions. The actual true inside dimension is 15 and a half by 23 and a half. I'll get to that in a little bit, but for now what I'm trying to do is, with one big piece of wood like this, live edge. This is straight from a friend of mine's mill, and this was probably going to be a thrown away piece of wood. I went out there and picked a bunch up out of a pile. I mean, it was a giant mountain of wood. Anyways, I'm going to measure, try and get a rough of 4 inches all the way through. So I put these little dash marks here for kind of where I feel like the straight edge would be on the rough edge over here on the live edge. And then I have a starting point over here, so I measure 4. Then I come through with my chalk line. We hook up the chalk line, draw that baby out all the way, and then you snap the line to create your straight edge. So from here I will I'm gonna cut this and then figure out what end I would like to start making the frame from. I always pick like the prettiest edge. So like this right here, I really like the way this looks. I'll probably cut a 45 right here, and this will be the start of the corner of the frame. and I'll kind of, and we'll get to measuring it a little bit, but for now I'm gonna pause this and cut it. All right, so a little backstory. I've been out of the shop for a month. Yeah, it's been a month. I have been out of here on a road trip taking photos in New Mexico, El Paso. So coming back, shop's a little mess. Here we go. Round 4. There we go. We got a snag. Felt it. All right. Just like that. That's a cute little piece. All right. That's about to be a sick frame. All right, now that it's all straight, you can really start to see it. So y'all see, safety first. All right. So, all right, from here, we're going to figure out what end we want to start cutting our 45 at. It's going to be the start of the frame. If you're lucky enough, you can get one piece of wood that will wrap and fit all 4 sides of the frame. Unfortunately, this piece won't be big enough to do that, but this is a really one of my favorite pieces of wood I'm going to do for one of my favorite customers. So here we go. I think I'm going to start on this side because this is so much the same here. At least we can have a good 45 here. And here we go. All right. I'm not really sure how much I should have filmed on, film for you guys, but I might as well just film it all. And you guys tell me if it's too much or too little. But so basically how I figure this out, I'll look at this piece of wood and I'm looking, all right, is this going to be a short edge or is this going to be the long edge? And I'll take my little fancy dancy ruler here. I know I'm either 15.5, so 45 off of 15.5. It's gonna leave me somewhere in here, in that department here. And I know if I want it to come back up on this side, then this right here will be the start of 23.5, which then I can take another ruler, 23.5, right there. And these are just kind of giving me a real rough, it doesn't have to be super perfect right now down to the freaking, millimeter. So yeah, going from here, to then there. This will be 15, 23 and a half, back to 15 and a half, which is right to here, and then it will finish into there. And this piece, honestly, at that point won't be big enough for anything. So short, long, short. Or do we go long, 23 and a half? Let's see what, if it lines up at all. 23 and a half. And you really care about a piece of wood, you want to make sure you cut it right. So there, in that spot. See, I kind of don't like that because it's putting a knot already. Basically, it could look cool, but having the knot, I mean, I actually have made some really cool frames with knots like that. So long edge, then this would be a short edge, which is gonna go 15 and a half, which is right at 42 and a quarter. From there to there. So that's short. And then we've got, let's see what, 23 and a half. For long. And then, so I could have two longs and a short, or I've got a short, a long, and a short. I'm voting two longs and a short because looking at the pieces of wood I have to match, it is easier for me to match a short than it is a long for this frame, and it's utilizing the most out of this wood for the most of the frame. I'd rather have two longs than a short. So that's that. Now we know. Now we go. So we're gonna go from here. $23 and a half. Next video, I will have the shop figured out. This was very impromptu, but y'all, you see. All right, I didn't want to have to edit cuss words out, so I'm gonna just delete that part where I just said, and let's do it. That, you guys, oh my god. It's making you sick, it's making me sick. Gotta line this baby up just right and tight. This is gonna be a dope frame. This is gonna be cool. Move this back around. Line this up right here at the corner. So inside, or out the right side of the blade. To that, make sure you tighten this guard. little sandwiches down there. All right. Damn it. Oh, I hate it when the socket's locked. Now, we'll see how she looks. See, it's not perfect, because there's always that little, you know, in there, but, that's looking good. It's looking good. Alright, put that down there. Coming in hot. And we're doing a long one on this, which I'm actually really happy I stopped to show y'all proper methods. It's funny though. We got a little fixing right there. Y'all see that right there? I didn't cut all the way down with the saw. 23. Basically, now this side of that line. Oh, safety glasses can't save you from the wind coming in sideways. And now there's a little waste. And this one is gonna come up here. This is gonna be like some Golden Glove stuff right here, you guys. Oof, 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 oof. That corner's a little weird, fortunately, but hey, that's what happens. I will show you how to fix this to blend it. That's what we're talking about. We're gonna blend, do some blending. Next, we've got edge here, no edge there. Just want to make sure that it's going to be wide enough to, honestly. I mean, that piece would just be not work. All right. Now it's figuring out pieces of wood to match this, but so far this is going to be a beautiful 15. And this is just me roughing it, guys. That might have been a fart. That might have been a fart. It's been a long day. Coffee's coming through me. That was definitely a fart. This piece isn't gonna work. I did all that work for this piece of wood, and it just isn't gonna be the one. It's sad sometimes, you know, because now the alternatives are just not the best alternatives, you know what I mean? It's like that, not big enough. We're looking at two different dimensions here, need to match. It would be dope to have this one, because the knots, oh, see, that would fit. That would fit. That would fit. Oh, that would fit. That would be cool. Problem is, you see how the bark's going? I mean, the bark's gonna be going different ways. It's what it is. 3 knots. Can take down a layer to expose that live edge all the way through, because that, and then just ground and pound back. Yeah, I think it's either this one. Alright. Alright. Let's see if this last piece I found and I've been working on is going to work for what I want. Sometimes you do all this work for a piece and you just never know how it's gonna look and fit when you're trying to match pieces of wood. Really like the way this piece looks though. It's gonna look nice. And it's not on. Of course it's not. Because I've been switching saws. I wonder how many times that's gonna happen in this video. Alright. What's that? Marker. Probably put these on. Safety first, you know. We're going for 15.5. See, it's way easier to match a small piece and a longer piece, so I'm glad we did this. So if anyone complains about that bleeding in, I'm gonna sand all this so and it's gonna get fractal burnt with purple epoxy. Never gonna see it. Try to see how close that is to not working for a frame. That close. Talking about a millimeter for that to not fit. I think it's dope. I love the worm right here, that little piece right here, that looks cool. And I think I'll be able to sand this to match. You'll never see that. They'll never know. They'll never know. And just like that, guys, we have got a finished, it's beautiful. Like, I'm gonna have to work on this edge right here, but I might have to take some of this off, to be honest. There we go, even just that little bit right there. Make that look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. All that will be sanded, but I don't mess with it. Here is the rough cut of the frame. Yeah, it's gonna match just fine. This again has been weathered. This piece is fresh out of the planer, so it even still has the planer lines in it. These are all gonna be sanded. It's gonna look smooth. It's gonna look beautiful. All that's gonna be cleaned up. Oh, this is gonna be beautiful. The wormwood with the fractal burn, and the purple. There's gonna be purple and gold I'm gonna have to mess with. Yeah, all right. So next step is I'm not gonna sand until it's glued, and then I sand it. So next step is gluing, which it might be too freaking cold out here to do, but glue might be for tomorrow. Do it early in the day, hit it with a heater over it. It's too late to heat glue, so we'll come back tomorrow and glue. All right, we're here with now our cut pieces of wood for our frame. We're going to now take a router on the router table and take off this inside edge, and this is where the frame, or sorry, your photo and your acrylic are going to sit and being held by the frame. So here we are over here. I measure mine, it's what are we at, a 1/4 inch high, and it's inset by 3/8 of an inch. Can't really see that. I don't know if you can see it on there, but yeah, a 1/4 inch in, 3/8 out. We'll go one more pass. All right. Done. Messed up. Alright. Totally forgot about this edge right here. Thing is, we're gonna hit it with a sander. It's not that bad. Hit that with a sander. My groove is a little fucked there. Really shouldn't even matter at all. Interesting. Alright. So you want a 1/4 inch? I think I changed this. It needs to be a little bit deeper. It needs to be 3/8 by 3/8. It's not. I'm gonna do all that work. That's what I'm talking about. That's working. All right. I think this is how we fitted it. Just joking. Just joking. pretty perfect. That's pretty fucking perfect. Pretty perfect. Just gotta find all my stuff. That hump I'll fix it in post-sanding process, but for right now it'll be okay. All right, let me get our little now we put some glue down. Didn't really walk anyone through that, I just did it, but you saw I put the blocks down in the corners, make sure the frame fits nice and tight. Come through with the Gorilla Glue and keeping that edge on. We'll fill her up. We do a lot of glue after the first initial. Alright. Now, come through. Tight. Tight. Always take a wipe because you don't want big glue spots there. Same time, I see that it needs a little bit right in there. This is where you get to be a little painter. Bob Ross finesse. All that's going to be sanded. That's why you don't sand right away if you leave this rough, because you're going to get a little glue on the outside. That's fine. All blend away. Put this down here. Try and get the screws. Make sure you don't hit the frame, so you always want to check that. But you want the middle of this to really be supported down. Can't go too much because it'll use it like a teeter, like a little saw. Boom. Alright, next one, we'll use this baby up here. Honestly feel that I want that to have glue. Even with that, I'm a perfectionist, y'all. Y'all, this is just, wait, this is very rough. Here. Ooh, but you see what that did there? That roll tied it. There we go. See, too much? If anything, we're gonna put a block on that backside. Help support her. Bingo. Alright, moving on to the next side. We're good. Not good is I had this prep turned over and I set it right side up. All right, here we go. I'd rather have more glue than not enough glue. It's a very important part of the job right here. It's okay if it sticks on the bottom a little bit. It won't be super detrimental. You don't clearly want a lot. What I will do though, some big globs for it to sit in. Boom. she's solid. Problem is that tip right here is just a little off. Just a little bit. So what we'll do, oh, these poison gas, blah blah blah. I know. Alright, so I've got that glued. We're going to nope. So what I'm looking for is make sure that inside lip so this one's not working. Little sand. They'll buff out. All right, we are back. I've let it dry for like 2 days now. Undo the braces. Do we have enough juice? Just enough juice to get that out. Cool. Alright. Now, oh, we've glued it. So we will take the chisel and my other hammer. I chisel it so I'm getting both ends. Make sure that the chisel's flat. Just a little pop. And some a whole lot of wood. Glue. There's not a lot of glue that's going into it, but there we go. You can see even after a couple days. So the second part of this is re-gluing. We will re-glue this now. Fill it, glue it one more time, and let it sit. Probably let it sit out here. Let it finish drying underneath. Yeah, so we'll fill this with glue, fill that, and this, and then we will come back, sand this, Alright, I'm gonna glue this baby up. Fill some glue in here. Run it across right there. This is the back of the frame. We're gonna sand all this, and I'd rather have more glue than not enough glue, especially that's filling these cracks. Let that soak on in. All right. Actually, you want to hit the back side of these knots because of the epoxy on the other side will pour through. So now you're helping, kind of doing a seal coat from the back side if you can. So that just in case these cracks go all the way through, it's easier to fill it with wood glue. Just help the wood. People are going to be like, this isn't good for your hands. I do a lot worse stuff, I know. I'll wear gloves sometime, maybe. We'll see. We will see. See, that's gonna fill in here nicely. We'll come back with that. All right. Let's do this knot. Some glue over here. This doesn't have to be pretty again. This is pre-sand, so you guys get to see the full mess of what these frames can actually go through before they end up being a fine piece of art. So what I'm gonna do to help this, fill those little cracks so that they won't just fill and fill and fill and fill. Same with, ooh, not that, that's wet. Come over here to my dry pile. Nice little spot right up here. Same with this little spot right here. We'll do it on the front side too. For right now, I'm gonna go charge my battery. Gonna let this sit out here and dry for a little bit. I'm gonna scoop this up. And this one up. No glue goes to waste in this factory. See, this just helps that glue for something to bond to. I found. It works. All right. We will be back. Actually, one other spot. This is me being a perfectionist. I will glue spots like this where I know I want this bark to stay. So any other bark spots? Nope. That is pretty much it. I might hit some of these long cracks. This is extra protection for the frame. Sorry, my dog is just barking through this whole Doja! I'm gonna go put his ass inside. Alright, we are back. Glue is not 100% dry, but this little heater out here is doing work. It's pretty much dry. It's dry enough to flip and not worry. So we're gonna take this down real quick with the sander. Ooh, we got a little glue drippage. It's all right. We're gonna take the sander to it real quick, which is hiding over here. It's pretty rough, and that's perfectly fine. It's probably 60 grit. All right, plug in the unit. Oh my gosh, why am I'm struggling. Guys, I'm always struggling to find the hole. All right. Now we're not sanding a lot. We are just taking this down so that the electricity in the next step is going to have a good place. So we're also trying to match wood grain color, so we're going to sand this down. This should be a lighter. It's been sun bleached, so it's dark. Compared to this, it's ran through a planer. We're going to sand this down to match is what the goal is. We're trying to make everything kind of blend in. So we're gonna end up getting another little sanding tool that I have out. Also, we're gonna sand this smooth right here because this is gonna run electricity down through it. That's gonna look way prettier than what this chippy stuff is. Looks kind of cool, but to be honest, I don't want it. Also, let's turn this baby up, huh? There we go. It's been a while, don't didn't remember it. That's all right. There we go. I like that texture, man. That's beautiful. get the one more little sanding process to do first. That. All right, got the air hose going. I'm gonna blow this off real quick. After we're done blowing it off, we've got will be the next step of we're gonna fractal burn it using baking soda, water, and my little machine. So yeah. All right, next step, we're gonna say for this small amount, I'm gonna say we'll do half a tablespoon. There is a ratio of this online. I've been doing this for a while. I'm just kind of eyeball it. It's probably a lot, but that's okay. I've realized that the more you have is just adding more conductivity in the wood for the electricity to burn through. Instead of wasting paintbrushes all the time, get a little cloth, and my little clothy will then dip, soak, and we're gonna electrocute. So first we'll put some stuff away first. This back, come back to gluing in a little bit. Now, I like to have these on a separate piece of wood. Typically with not a nail or a screw in it. So over here, grab a piece of wood, preferably not a piece of wood that has epoxy on it, or a piece of wood that is wet. Completely defeats the purpose. So I'm gonna grab some of these pieces. Not this piece. All right, y'all. Well, I'm just a hot mess out here, and this is what you got to deal with when you are running a shop by yourself. What am I doing? What am I doing? Well, she's soaked, you know, that part's good. I just wanted to make sure that part of the frame gets extra soaked before we take off to doing the way more dangerous parts. So, put this up here. And now this can just kind of be used as a platform for at least one of them. That's all that really matters. They're both not going to be on the same circuit. So take our little bit of water, weigh it out, and then we're gonna paint this on. A little extra coat's good. Put this back, put this away. Okay. Now I have a two-tier system, 2-level safety. You know, this is like people, when you go to a nuclear facility for like nuclear bombs, I should say, you know, they got 2 people with a key. This is kind of what this is. It's a double key. I've got to, one, have this off. Sometimes I even turn this off. So we can have 3 systems. I'm gonna put this where I believe. So I'm gonna start this current down here in the middle of this. I don't want it to go all the way down there because that's gonna be safe for this side. And then here, it's gonna be started about right here. And you don't put it on the crack. I put it away from the crack, especially with it being fresh glue. To be honest, I don't know how that's gonna act. The glues will probably act as something for the current to go through. Then we'll plug in. Turn that on. At this point, we can turn this on. Machine's live. See, it'll start to burn the current through the middle. It's even electrifying it over here. And it's definitely going up. Keep watering and adding as needed. Yeah, at this point, you know, you could even start pre-soaking some of the sides. Just kind of get them going for the next round, because this will burn pretty quick. Alright, put her back on. So now from here we're going to judge. It's already ripped up there. We're going to start it right here, and we're going to come put you. It's already gone a nice little burn there. We'll put you right here in the middle. Turn you on. It is on. And now turn you on. I don't like that it's going in that channel. Okay, so I'm gonna hit this off. I'm gonna move it to up here and move this to the corner up there. Alright, I found a way to stabilize the camera and film this. Just have to work around it a little bit. But, alright, here we go. Before I turn it on, I'm going to move this over there. There. I'm just going to take a second. There's a lot of water over here. So with a lot of water means it's going to take a little bit for that water to either evaporate, soak in. But as you see over here, it is starting to cook. We've got some Lichtenberg fractal burns being produced. Very pretty, very small. I like the little dainty lines when it does that. It takes its time. That makes a really pretty branching kind of effect. Yeah, we're still dead over here in the water. Like if this was a race, the red I drowned out a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. At a certain point, as you see, it stopped over on the right, like fractaling out, and it's deep. It's just now kind of deeply burning, which I'll let it do for a little bit until about right now. And now I'm gonna stop it. Reason being, you don't want too big of a channel. for the look. You know, I guess it's your desired look and what effect you're trying to go for. But personally, I'm not trying to have big, deep grooves, but I will move it around and see what this does. We've got a nice little runner over here. I think I soaked it a little bit too much over here on the left. Or it's just burning, it wants to go where the glue line is, which is kind of what I thought would happen. I'm not trying to heat that glue up too much before it really sets. Yeah, it's already backfiring on the left side, which is killing it. We are killing it, so it's okay. And you see how that started right over here by itself with nothing? I don't like that. I typically don't like that kind of startage. So what I'm going to do is put it down right here, the line before, and I'm going to bridge that gap to make it look more, to blend it in a little bit more. See, and because of it, it's actually putting pressure in the line below. Did not work like I expected it to bridge that gap. It's bridging it in the crack. So, which is okay if it does that. It'll still make that crack look more natural, which is fine. It did its own natural way of bridging it. It's the beauty of this kind of art, is that you're letting it really take control. Like you can manipulate it in some ways. You can draw and like put water in certain areas if you'd like to, but honestly I coat the whole piece that I'm trying to do, because as you see right here, right in front of us, we're starting to get some fractal lines coming out of the knot, and the cracks in the knot will start to light up. I think the pitch helps as it's like a heavy conductor. Alright, kill it. Move it. You know, there's something going on right here that is not wanting this to bridge, and I'm worried this crack, I mean the crack is fine, but this isn't cool. Alright, now it's starting to move in the right direction. We've got burns going in the right direction. And we've got a helicopter flying over. Digging it. You see, just letting it kind of flow, do its own thing. I'll start connecting, bridging. I will go back and like have to move and manipulate. I like it when it burns around the knots, so I'll end up going back over that a little bit. cool. I dig it. I was wondering how, usually I do a lot more burnage around the knots, but I kind of like the simplicity of this one. It goes up and around, it connects back to it on the far left side, and we're about to have connection right now. We'll let it burn the connection just a little bit, make sure it gets a nice deep groove, and then we kill it. Alright, so to be honest, I'm kind of feeling like this one could be done. Debating on putting one more little line from like right here to right. You can run it to there and see. Oh. Alright, I did not go as planned. So we're gonna go up from right there. Alright, it's not doing what I want it to do. I'm like saying, sometimes you can manipulate it a little bit. Go from over there again. There we go. It still wants to go back, but you see I've given it a path of least resistance, less resistance, for sure. And it did some cool little grooves. Pretty stoked about that. All right. Next, we'll take these off. I'm gonna spin the frame. We're going from corner to corner. Can't really see, but I like to go from the corners. Yeah. We're on. So my camera battery died. Now I'm like plugging it in. I don't have the equipment to be a YouTuber, guys. Like this is, I mean, everyone's been telling me, Matt, make a video. This is cool. Like they want to learn. So I'm trying. This is me trying, you guys. I mean, hopefully if this kind of stuff takes off, no one I've seen is making any kind of frames like what I'm doing right now. People are fractal burning, people are, you know, doing epoxy work, but no one is taking this as their craft like I have. It's pretty exciting. It's something unique. It's new to the world of frames and art that you can hang on your wall. And if you do it right, you can make the colors match whatever photo that you want to put in there. Yeah, I mean, if anything, I hope these can take off and help people make their own cool frames. You'll see how much time, work, skill. It does take a lot of work to do this and do it good. So I hope any little trick and bit of knowledge I have to share, yeah, we'll find you good. And send me pictures and videos of your projects when you get them going on. I mean, this will be cool if this takes off into something way bigger than just me working out of a little shop here next to my yurt. Over here trying to talk into the camera and just breathing in just straight smoke. Alright, so you see it's starting to burn, and I don't like that the handle's starting to turn, so turn this baby off. I'm gonna come over here and put her up top, and then do the same over here. We're gonna put this one right over there. Loving how this one burns. So right, so after we burn the frame, we gotta let it dry. So I've let this thing dry inside for the night. Yeah, you don't want to sand wet wood, so let it dry. And as you see, it's kind of thick with the burns. So we're gonna hit it with the sander and sand down just a light layer. Too much will take the small fractal burns away, all the little tiny ones. So you want to kind of leave it and just hit it really quick. Alright, well, my little camera stand trying to do this is not working. My bad. look for spots I might have missed, like dark spots from where the charcoal's kind of bled into. Like this is a little darker over here than it is everywhere else, so I'm gonna hit this a little bit. Air compressor is down. Let's do it quick. Sweep.